Okay, welcome to the RideHacks tutorial on booking a GoGet. Now, GoGet is a car share program in Sydney and Melbourne, and I believe they are also expanding to other cities in Australia. And this video is going to show you very quickly how to find and book one of their super fancy cars. They also have many other cars, but RideHacks is all about upgrading your rental, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So, first of all, you would need to have a GoGet account. So if you have not, you can go to join now and you can fill in your details and you'll go through the normal sign up process, and then at some point you'll be able to come and book a car. I'm not entirely sure how long it takes to sign up. When I did it a few years ago, it did take a few days, but it might be quicker now. So I'm going to log in, and what happens is when you log in, you're going to see your different saved addresses. So you can actually save your favorite places here in your favorite locations. And then when you choose that location, it will show you on the little map here which vehicles are around where you are. This is good if you're looking for just a nearby car. It's not as good if you're looking for a very specific type of car. And that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to choose my home address. And the first thing we want to do is filter by the type of car. So we go into car type and we want to choose super fancy. If you're looking for the Audi A3 convertible, which I did do a review of over on RideHacks, you can choose convertible and it would show you those. But today we're just doing super fancy. So once you do choose, I should note that you have to click outside of this window here, this little panel, for it to activate properly. It will tell you that it's filtered, and now we have all the Audi A3s. That's good, but you may not see, because there's not many in the fleet, you may not see exactly what you're looking for. For example, you may not have any like me near my place, and you see there's none at all in my area. So I'm going to have to travel anyway, and the distance from my location is not necessarily the best distance for me. It's example, for me, it is riding my motorcycle, but for you, it could be catching public transport or having someone drop you off. So in this case, we want to extend the number of cars that we see so we can make a more educated guess as to what the best one is. Come back. Great. Okay, so now we have included this number of results, these number of results to 16 instead of 6, and we can see what it looks like, all the cars in Sydney, and then now we've got Melbourne. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4 in Melbourne, and then the rest are in Sydney. So if you're in Melbourne, you're going to find these ones first, and by increasing the results, you might actually find more, but chances are you'll see all of them. First thing to note is that we have premium location, and there are 1, 2, 3 in Sydney that do not have a premium location surcharge. That is $10 per day, or if I slide across, $1 per hour. Now, the reality is that you may not need to actually get one of these ones from a premium location, and usually it's less hassle as well. Depends on how you're getting there. If you're already in the city, sometimes it's easier to go to the premium location. For me, I'm riding my motorcycle in, so I know for a fact that any of these premium locations will not have motorcycle parking, particularly during the day, and therefore I will not be able to park anywhere near the car. However, I do know this one in Ultimo and this one in Chippendale, both are perfect for my motorcycle because I can park all day long without being charged, which is quite good. Now, I get to pick between these two. Before I go in here, I just want to point out something else in terms of this screen. So this will show you from the time you can start to book. And because the time here right now is just on 7 o'clock, it's showing us right on 7 o'clock we can book. It won't show you in the past. If you slide across, you will see if anyone else has booked it for the rest of the day. This is sometimes easier than going in and doing the car search, which I'll show you in a moment. So what we want to do is we want to go next day. Let that load. All right, great. So I can see here, if I wanted the car for 24 hours and I wanted, for example, this one in the CBD on 383 Kent Street, it's actually booked out the next day. So if I was to go and make that booking, it would just tell me it's not available, which isn't very helpful because it doesn't necessarily tell me what is the closest car to that and what would be available for the entire day. But this view does. So I can go from here and I can look down and see, all right, this one in Ultimo and this one in Chippendale, the two that I was looking for, are indeed available from tonight all the way through till tomorrow night, because that's what I would like to book. And I'm thinking I might go the one in Chippendale. Actually, no, sorry, it was this one, Surrey Hills. That's the one. So I did have this car in the past, and I wanted to try it again. Another point here is that you can actually drag your mouse over each of these cars. Now, it kind of seems all the same, but if you pay close attention, see if I can just lock that in. You can see this area here, it actually says A3 Sportback. Now, if I go to, there's two cars in this fleet. I think it's, let's find it. Hang on. Wolfgang, Phoenix, there we go. So Phoenix, we can actually see at the front of the Audi there, it says A3 sedan. There's only two of these, and that's this one here, Phoenix, and we have Saskia, yes, in North Sydney. Now, why does this matter? Well, the rest of them are sportbacks. I think that's what they call them, is that right? Yep, sportback. And the sedan is actually a faster car. It has the upgraded Audi A3 engine. We're talking, I think it was like 93 kilowatts to 119 or something. It's not really, a huge difference. But, if you wanted something with a little more punch, then definitely grab the sedan. They're just harder to find, and both are in premium locations, which kind of sucks. But anyway, that's just a good point. And obviously the hatchback or the sportback will have a little bit more space if you put down the rear seats as opposed to the sedan, which probably will be a little bit smaller. Okay, so we have everything we need here to make a booking. But before we do that, I want to show you the way that you think you would do, which is car search. So we have my building, which is 440. And I want to go from tonight through to, let's say, tomorrow night. And I want super fancy. Let's have a look. And this does two things. One, it does tell me which cars are available. So anything that's not available, it won't show up. Well, it's kind of nice. The problem is that maybe someone wanted this car at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow night, and I was completely happy to just drop it back, but I really wanted a particular car. Well, I wouldn't know that here because it doesn't tell me where it's available and where it's not available. So this isn't very good in showing you flexibility. However, it is good in just giving you a general sense of what is available. But unfortunately, once again, it doesn't tell you whether this is, so we know that Saskia is the sedan, the more powerful sedan, where Leaf is not. It's the Sportback, but you don't know that here because it doesn't have that little hover effect. All you can do here is press the button, press the book, and then it will show you that's a sedan. But it's a little annoying going back and forth, so it's probably not my favorite way of doing it through here, but it is kind of good just to give you a general overview. I will typically always book from the booking calendar as opposed to the car search. And on convertible, we can see there's two convertibles that are available tonight, should I want one, but I'm not really looking for one tonight. And that was in Kirribilli and King's Cross. Crick Avenue, this is the one, Hazel, that I did a review of when they first launched their A3 convertible. So just recapping, when we want to book pretty much any car, but I'm talking very specifically about the Audi A3, which we do look at it at RideHacks. So I've driven the A3 from Hertz, from GoGet, and from Hertz 24/7. All we have to do is come in here, we click the little plus button. It's going to give us more results, and you can see here I haven't filtered it yet, so let me just jump in here and go filter, super fancy, done, great. All right, so super fancy, Thursday, just do that filter again because it wouldn't let me do that. There we go, we've got our cards. So I'm going to show you how I go through and book this. Chippendale, nope, Surrey Hills, that was the one I was looking for. And I'm going to click on here. Now, once you click here, you can change the times. It doesn't really matter as much. But I'm going to say 7:30 through till tomorrow night at 7:30, one day, That's the car I want. That's me. Can give a trip reason if I want and a promo code. This will calculate based on your own preferences. So whether you've automatically selected the reduction in damage liability, I never have, and your total charge. So that's going to be $100 for the day. Now $100 is actually cheaper if you go and get that car from Hertz. However, the benefit of going through GoGet right now is that it is 7 o'clock at night. I can ride my motorcycle over, no traffic, pick up the car, come back home, and I can drop it back tomorrow night or any time beforehand. I don't have to speak to anyone. It just makes it really, really easy. So I'm going to go continue. I'm going to go confirm. And there we go. Done. Now from here, what will have happened is I would have received an email, so that's going to come through in a moment, and that's going to give me all the details on how to get into that car. So here we go, GoGet, booking confirmation. So we have the number plate, fuel pin, so I always keep this in my inbox so I can grab it because I never remember the fuel pin. Tells me the details and how to get it, how to get the car and everything else, so nice and straightforward. In terms of booking options, GoGet is quite a good one. It's not always the most convenient. Sometimes things can go wrong. But as I said, the number one, hands down reason that I do enjoy using GoGet is that it is now 7 p.m. at night. I can go and get a car and I'll have one bright and early for tomorrow. I can drop it back. And that sort of convenience in an Audi A3, which is a little bit more comfortable than a Yaris or a Corolla, is exactly what I'm looking for. So there you go. That is how you book an Audi A3 using GoGet.